Hello, everyone. Today, my research presentation will be over Claude Debussy's influence on Igor Stravinsky's The Nightingale Opera. I'm going to be a little bit more general at the first part of this presentation just to give you a good basis and good foundation. But then a little further down the presentation, not much further, we'll be talking specifically about The Nightingale and how Debussy specifically had an influence on this work. So I'm not going to give you a huge bibliography or background on Debussy because that's not why we're here. But he was born in 1862 in France. Sadly, I did not pull up a lot of information of what was going on. I could, or excuse me, I did. I tried to pull it up, but I could not really find much information on what was going on in this part of France specifically during this time period. But I do know that this is a more well known area of France even then, and of course, even more now because of Claude Debussy. Debussy actually did not have a super easy childhood, which actually was a bit surprising to me. I'm not sure why, but it was. He was the eldest of his other four brothers and sisters. He had a mother, and she was a seamstress, and his father owned a china shop, and these jobs were pretty common for the time period. And it was a more average job. But, anyways, so sadly, a couple years down the road, still during his childhood, his father had to close down their family china shop. And this was very sad for their family. And they were very financially unstable and they were struggling. So his aunt decided to pay for piano lessons when he was just 7 years old. Debussy is known as one of the first, if not the first, Impressionists. Um, I know everybody here knows the definition of Impressionism, I'm assuming so, or I'd hope so, but I just thought I'd give a good foundation of what it is so I could go on with my ideas here. But my basic definition of Impressionism is using progressive harmonic structures to convey a mood or a certain atmosphere, which Debussy demonstrates in many of his works, such as Nocturnes. Nocturnes displays many moods with the three different scenes that Debussy tries to convey, which he does very well. Nocturnes is personally one of my favorite works ever. So yeah. Igor Stravinsky. So, like I said, I'm not going to give you a huge bibliography here, but Stravinsky was born in 1882 on the Gulf Coast of Finland. Unlike Debussy, Stravinsky was born into the music atmosphere or realm, with his dad being a more well known bass opera singer at the Mariinsky Theater. Forgive me if I pronounced that wrong. But this, of course, resulted in Stravinsky starting piano lessons at age 9, as well as composition and music theory lessons. He is also known as one of the most influential composers of the 20th century because of his many amazing works, of course. But I thought I'd give an example of The Rite of Spring, because that is one of his most well known works that a lot of people admire.